Hey, I remember when I did everything opposite my mother told me not to do. Young, very young. Her and my dad. I tell you, one time it was a Christmas, and they had bought me. I forgot the name of the doll, but it was a doll, and you could put her in the bathtub, and she do bubbles and stuff. You could feed her. I forgot the name. I know a lot of y'all know what the name of that doll is from, but you put her in the bathtub. So I remember it was a Christmas gathering all through the building. We lived in a big duplex kind of spot, and everybody was next door, upstairs, downstairs. And I was in the kitchen, and I wanted everybody to see, all my cousins to see the doll I had gotten. And so I went in the kitchen, I was filling up the tub, and it was a high porcelain tub. So I'm little, I had to be like 5. So I'm getting the water and stuff, turned on the water, did nothing, no, nothing about no hot or cold water. Well, you know what happened? The tub, when I went to take the tub off of the sink, the water spilled backwards on me, and I got scalded. But what happened before that is I was going down the hallway out the front door to show my cousins, and my dad was coming in the door, and he was like, "Put that water back. I don't want you to play with the doll right now." I didn't listen, not knowing the water was scalding hot. Put it on myself. I'm going to tell you, it was hard. That water was hot. But you know, after my dad told me not to do that, you know I had the nerve, 5 years old, to go back and gonna fill the tub up again after they rubbed me down in Vicks. I mean, my mother came in, she just had to go to work. She had to become a nurse. My mother was always a nurse for me because of disobedience. There's a punishment, even when you're little. I remember being in the ministry of helps a lot of times, and you know, some of the kids would be doing what they doing, and somebody would correct them. Guess what? Right out there, get busted. This happened, that happens. They get hit upside the head, slapped upside the head, fall over, fall down. Because when God tells us not to do something and we go do it, there's a consequence to it. If we're in disobedience, if it's not correction, your parents, you wonder why sometimes you get a whooping because you did what your parents told you not to do. And if it wasn't your parents, it could be your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles. But you know, at the same time, on the other side of it, it's as you grow up and you thank God for those whippings, that it kept you out of a lot of serious things. It kept me out of a lot of serious things, yet there were so many things in my life. I still skated down the edge, always on the edge. And I want you to know that obedience is good, it's great when you are blessed with a God who loves you and who says, you know what, I want the best for you. And I don't want you to keep running off doing your own thing. I want you to heed correction so that we could grow and develop. So on this channel today, we're going to chit chat about correction, and that God brings correction because he loves us. And your parents bring correction because he loves you. So for my young students, young single parents, young girls and boys, and you're in this life where it seems like everything is just run, hustle, do this, do that, go there, do that, jump over the cow and the moon and everything else. Slow down, because you don't know what you're running into. There's so many traps in this world, so many things that look nice with shiny object syndrome, they call it, that will bring a lot of heartache to your life, and you can't see them because you don't know, you're too young. People, associations, hanging out, people. You know the best place you could hang out is at home. Sometimes I know there's some homes that are toxic, yet at the same time, if you could get a space in that house and you get into your books and you read and you develop in the library and you could grow and develop who God wants you to be. Everybody don't know who God is, but you know what? There's a thing called calm and peace. Get into that atmosphere. Don't always be so quick to run to the parties. You don't have to do that. Have a party right where you are and have a great time in solitude and good atmospheres without the substances and things like that. Live a good life. Want more for yourself. Want better for yourself. You don't always have to take and pick up things and, because you want clean. You want clean thoughts. You want clean, peaceful times when you just rest and relax and seek better for yourself. So I'm talking to you young girls and boys and stuff who want boyfriends and girlfriends. You got time for that. You got time for that. Miss Fern, I had my first child when I was 18 years old. Went to college for a semester, came home pregnant. I did. Because, see, it started before that, not knowing what it would bring me. But when you don't have a vision for better for yourself, being independent, meaning growing, spending time learning different crafts, different skills, reading, go to the museums. They have a lot of free museums. If you go to your local library, see if they have free passes for places. Go and develop those skills. Take free computer classes at your library. Go to the business section. You might kind of be nervous in the beginning when you go to the library because it's so big or so little. But you could go to the library, and when the librarian, that's the ladies who control the library, who manage it, who when you want to take out a book or borrow a book or you're looking for a resource, they'll come and they'll help you to look for it. So if you're interested in, say, boating or skiing or something like that, they can show you where the books are. Or they used to call fish back in the day when I was growing up. It's like material on film. I don't know if they still use them, but for those who know my age, they call them fish. So they would they would record on reels of the different articles in the books. So go, and now they have them on computer where they could show you the different reference things you could read up about and stuff. Begin to build a life of, just because you might live in an environment that is what the world would say toxic, you don't have to stay there in your mind. You can grow, you can develop, go to the park. If you have the cell phone and you're watching me, take pictures of if you're around, say, a boating place where there's tugboats and there's building places, they build aircrafts and stuff, like Sikorsky. You can look up these resources and gain more knowledge and enjoy that. And as you learn, you just praying, asking God to send help you to have a calm spirit, help your mind to stay clear, not always in trying to get in with a group of people, and to do things, Lord, that aren't right. You just want to be in an environment of safety and of peace. So I'm talking to you young ones. Just be who you are, who God called you to be. But, if you're not building for your future, then that's not a good thing. You have to have a mindset to want to learn. Everybody's not able to go to college. Everybody doesn't have the money. Yet when you get into some of the free programs, training programs, they have like the 4-H programs, the Boys and Girls Club for those who are in the younger ages, and go to sometime your guidance counselor. All guidance counselors, I'm not going to say are helpful, but there's somebody in the midst of maybe school or the community. Go to the community centers and volunteer. You'll learn new skills. You'll be more open to learning other things and stuff. So there are things you can do right where you are to take and grow and develop. And I speak that also to my moms of these youth who want to learn, or you just see them sitting around. Encourage them, walk with them, talk to them. If you don't know, just walk with your kids. Sometimes we have to tell our kids our past things that are hurtful, but you say it in the spirit of love. One of the things I really encourage you is cussing. Cussing isn't a good thing. I used to curse all the time. I woke up cussing. I went to bed cussing, and it didn't help me. It dragged me down. I felt so bad after I would do it, and one day I was like, no, I'm not doing this no more, because I had learned young. I was around a group of people in different environments, and people cussed, and I thought it was the thing to do. That it made you more popular. I didn't know it made me look like ignorant and like a fool. So young people, don't cuss. And the smoking, and you're going to say, Miss Fern, here you go. I'm telling this for your lungs. Those are your lungs, and you want to be healthy. You want to be agile. Agile means strengthened, to get up and go, to be diligent. So where if your friends invite you to go on a safe day trip or something, you can have the strength to go and partake in good things. You want to always know that you become the leader and saying, you know what, if I'm going to go, I'm going to be leading me, because if I see something that goes awry and it's not right, don't let nobody draw you into bad scenes. So scenes meaning if they begin to do something negative and bad, and you walk the other way and say, man, I ain't a part of that. Nope. I don't care. They could tell you scaredy cat, you a punk, you a this, or whatever the now language is for people. You just have to ignore them, because you know what? That's them. That's them. You be a better person. You come out with the prize on the top of your conduct and who you are, and you don't have to have no regrets and sad stories. Oh, well, I should have gone. No, you shouldn't have. If it's not for you, separate yourself. It tells you in the Bible, in the scriptures, to don't link up. I'm paraphrasing, with somebody who's going to commit a crime or do things that's not good, and meet up with the boys. You know, the girls, y'all girls out here, you don't gotta always meet up with the boys. You don't always gotta meet up with the girls. Y'all do the solo stuff. You know, you got time for relationships. You know, because your girl's doing it, don't mean you gotta do it, because your girl don't know what she's doing. And sometimes I have to walk up on these young folks and stuff. You know, I went to go in the library a couple of weeks, and I had to ask them, you know, say, Miss Murray, you wild. Yes, I am. I'm straight up. Are y'all married? Because you know what? It was raw almost. I asked them. The girl was shocked. Yes, I did. I asked you. Because the thing is, you too young to be out here just giving yourself away to anything. I said to anything and anybody. So I come out here to teach y'all to hold yourself in higher esteem, to love yourself, to love who God made you to be. You might say, well, love is sex. No, sex is not love. Two different things. And that's what society doesn't tell you. It says, do it this way, do it that way. And all these people on there talking about, there used to be, I'm not going to bring that song up because YouTube will be ding. But there was a song out years ago. Oh my God. It was like in the world, it was like a jam. And when I go back and I'm thinking about, and I haven't heard this song in my mind in years, I was a fool because I followed what that song said. And I was singing. And I was singing. And then I would do it. And then you know what? It wasn't good. So a lot of these songs, you got to really stop and sit back and listen to the words of what these people are saying. Because if they're not building you up, then the devil tearing you down. And then they turn it up and they boom, boom through the streets. We used to do that when I was young. But did not stop and listen. We were listening to the rhythm, but we wasn't listening to what they were saying, what the devil was programming us to believe about ourselves. We're not less than. We are more than a conqueror, the Bible says. You are more than what the world says you are. There are gifts and talents that God placed in you. So you have to see yourself in a better light. I began to see myself in a better light. So I want you to begin to wake up in the morning and conquer that day and say, hey, I'm up, I'm moving. I don't know, God, what we're going to be doing, but lead me and guide me along my way that I can be in divine alignment with you. So Miss Fern's not here to preach to you. I'm here to give you the facts of life. If you don't make better decisions for yourself, what's going to happen to you? It's serious times we live in, perilous times, the Bible says. I was looking it up last night. Dangerous times. You don't need to be walking into no trap that Satan set up for you. No, you got to want better for yourself. You got to love yourself. Like I said, love and sex is two different things. But you got to love yourself. Love. Stop. Think about it. How do I treat myself? How am I thinking about myself? What am I wearing? What is my attitude? Am I going to wake up cussing and go to bed cussing? Am I going to go out the court? Am I going to go out the door cussing? Am I going to let people curse me? Curse you. Are you going to let people curse you? Or are you going to bless you? Be a blessing to you. Build yourself up. See more for yourself. If there's free seminars, go to those free seminars. If you're going to go to the mall or walk around, look at the businesses and say, can I do that? Look at how it's put together. The bright lights, the mannequins, the store shelves. Can I buy some merchandise? Can I take and get some merchandise for some chains and put them, maybe custom build my own stands and stuff to put my things in? Can I go to the park and sell? Can I go over there and get a license for free or $5 or $25 some places and start a little business? Can I do something that's going to grow my life? Make me a better life? Make me a better person? It's the choices. We all have choices and decisions. So with my young people, I want you to begin to think well of yourself. Look in the mirror. The Lord told me that years ago, about 5 years ago. And I remember hearing the Lord as I was waking up. And he was like, think well of yourself. Because if you don't think well of yourself, who's going to really think well of you? If you don't have parents that's on your side moving you forward, they're moving you forward so that you don't end up broke down. The world want to break folk down, but you get built up so you can go forward and you can be a business owner. You can be a professor. You could be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, and own your own practices, and own your own healthcare centers, or come together with other business owners and build up and make a great community to live in. You want to live in a great community. You want to be a part of around great people who are doing great things and not always standing on the outside, young people. Young girls, pull it together. Cover yourself up, cover your chest up, pull your dress down. Oh, Miss Fern, it's all right. No, it's not all right. The Bible says we're to dress modestly. It's my job, the Lord called me to come out here and teach you. I was reading in the Word yesterday, in Titus. I think it's 2 and 3, verse 3 and 4. To teach you, to conduct. I wasn't always like this. I'm not holier than thou. I got my faults and my flaws. Yet if I don't tell you, then who gonna tell you? Don't have your chest all open wide. You want everybody to see what? That's a whole nother subject. We're gonna get into it though. Because you need to know the truth. You need to know what God say. And if the people you're keeping company with isn't gonna respect that, you respect that, young ladies. Don't go out there with just looking any way. You're beautiful. You are beautiful to God. He made you. He made you. You're valuable. Young men, you're valuable. Give yourself time. And I'm going to be talking to you young guys, because there's so much that God has for you. You can do it. You can grow. You can develop. I'm seeing some young men do great, wonderful things in their identities. Pull your pants up. Tuck it together. When you walk and you step out there, know that you're important and you're valuable. How you going to do business? Because I'm going to tell you, if you come into my business, I'm going to have to question if I want to do business with you, especially if we're talking about some millions of dollars. I'm not talking about thousands. They're talking about millions, billions, and trillions now on a regular basis. On a regular. So I'm be dealing with them millions and billions and trillions. It's a norm now. I remember it back in 6th, 7th grade when we were learning the numbers in school, and they started talking about millions, and it was a big thing to the teacher. Teaching us about millions, and then they would like billions, and now they're talking about trillions. On a normal basis, that's where you want to be. So in order to get to those millions and billions, and you don't have to wait until you're my age to do it. There's young folks walking around here that are billionaires now. But they want to listen. You got to think well of yourself. Can I operate in that environment? If somebody invited, what is my conduct going to be? You hold yourself together. We're going to talk about that too on this channel. So, okay, we're going to be talking with you later. But I want you to begin to think and say, what can I do to work on my attitude? What can I do to work on my skills? What kind of skills do I have? If I go into the job market, what can I do? Am I a cashier material, or am I building for something higher that I can be the accountant or the finance person? You could be the finance, that's banking. You could own your own bank, yes you can. Anything you see out there, you can do it better. Do it better, do it greater. Do it more respectful. Do it in honesty and integrity. But I just wanted to come out here and share this with you, that think better, do better, move in where it's going to prosper you, so you can have a better life, not be broke down and shot down. But think well of yourself. All right, thank you for coming through, watching FML Diversify. We will definitely be back. Come and sit down with our community and join and learn, and put a comment if you have a question and stuff you need me to answer. You might not know who to go to and ask and stuff. I'm willing, I'm right here to just ask it, and I'll share it with you the best I can. And if not, we're going to work through it. We're going to pray through it. And we're going to ask God to bring revelation to you. So be encouraged, and I will talk with you later. This is FML Diversify, Miss Fern. Talking to you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.